for the supply, and we have plus and minus. So basically brown or red is for positive. Today I already forgotten to bring my pen. Okay, and blue of for negative supply. And then we have another one which is black color. Proximity sensor, this one will connect to your load. Your load can be contactors, can be light, and so forth. So if your load is, let's say this is the I'm using pilot light. If your load, and then after your load to negative, that means this sensor is type PNP. Remember PNP, right? Very sorry, today I forgot my pen. So I already left everything in Bandar Baru Bagi. So this is PNP. If it is from the wiring black to your load and to positive, I mean there is NPN. Okay, that is yesterday for proximity sensor. Proximity sensor, right? Okay. Same as photo sensor, the wiring is the same. Okay, we have NPN also and also PNP. The only thing that the symbol, okay, in a real application, normally maybe the transmitter can be a different body with the receiver, but in terms of symbol, everything in one. Okay, so the symbol will be one symbol only that represent transmitter and receiver. So the symbol will be like this. Okay, this is the symbol. It's raining. So the symbol like this. If you look at the wiring also, the same as proximity sensor. It has, if it is NPM, the configuration is the same. The color code of the wiring also the same. If it is supply positive, it will be brown or blue or red. And also your blue for negative. And for the load, so normally is black color. That is the same lah. All right. But if you look at the symbol here, the transmitter, this is the transmitter where it sends the light, and this is the receiver. Okay, but again I say that if you look at the sensor, some of the sensor, this photo sensor, the body, the transmitter and receiver is in different body, but for symbol only using this one symbol only, one symbol like this only, right? Understand, guys? Hello? Hello?
Yes,
Can I?
yes,
All
madam.
right. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Next. Okay. I can divide this sensor, photo sensor, to two types. Majorly to two types, which is object block the lights. Another one is object reflect the light. So meaning that the object will block the lights, and the object that we detect, this is the meaning that the object that we detect will reflect the lights. Under this category of object block lights is three type of sensor, which you call as strobing and also reflect. Actually two types, but this reflects, we can divide also whether it is reflex or polarized reflex. So I will explain more on this. And for type of reflect type photo sensor, we can divide, it's actually diffuse, and additional another one is diffuse with background suppression. So this is different on these two. So I will explain later. So basically it's actually one type only, diffuse. So this additional background suppression is additional to improve the sensors due to the object that we detect. Okay. So photo sensor, the good things of this photo sensor is that they detect the objects is not only not touching the sensor, but it can detect for far distance until several meters. Depends on the type of sensor. Okay. So if you remember, if you remember the applications, okay, if you remember, if you go to the mall, there is sensor on the door. If you can see, if you can notice that this sensor on the door that open and close the sliding doors, the sliding glass doors in the mall. Have you seen that? Have you seen the sensor? Photo
Yes,
sensor.
madam.
Yes. All right. For them, we try to Google if there any example of videos. Okay. After subsemester break, then only we do practical. You can see more, right? So let's say we photo sensor applications. You go to the application first, right? Just do as a V for you. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. I think from here, uh, there is no voice, never mind. So the laser, this is example, the laser type photo sensor that detect the roll, right? So this is the transmitter and receiver. Okay, in one body, but this one is a, we'll call it as a true beam. So this is another one, sensors that detect the code of each component lah. Each object. Okay, other than this, anything here, wait line. Oh, banyak ni tu. More. So many. Oh, this. Okay, look at this one. Can you see this sensor? This is a reflect sensor, photo sensor, because there is a reflector there. Yeah. Can you see this one? Hello, from the video, guys. Hello.
Yes, madam.
Yes,
Yes,
madam.
madam.
All right. So this is example of photo sensor of reflect. So that's why you can see there's a reflector. So this is the reflector, right? In this case, for photo sensor reflect, the transmitter and receiver in one body on the sensor itself, right? So the only that this the reflector, there's an additional reflector. So this is example of reflect sensor photo. Other than this, okay. So look at this one. Okay, if you look this one, is the sensor. There is no reflector. So meaning the object become the reflector. So this type of sensor that we call as diffuse. Understand? Which the object become the reflector. Understand?
Yes, madam.
All right. So in this case, the transmitter and receiver is in the same body, okay, of the sensor. All right. Before that, can you hear actually from the YouTube? Can you hear the music background? Can you hear or not?
Madam.
Hello, can you hear the music background from the YouTube?
No, madam, no.
Madam.
Cannot. Huh? But can you see the YouTube now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. Okay, never mind. As long you can see, right? So again, this is diffuse where the transmitter receiver in the same body, but the object that we detect from the line become the reflector. Okay, just now, for reflect photosensor, we need a reflector. The reflector is like the mirror, but the construction of this mirror is very different. It's like so that it will improve the reflection. And there's another type of reflect with background separation. I will explain later that one, right? So basically, you know that if you reflect the transmitter and receiver in the same body, and then we need a reflector. For diffuse, transmitter and receiver in the same body, but the object become the reflector. Understand? So another one that we call as a true beam. Okay, let me see where is true beam. Don't have, huh? True beam photosensor. Okay, I like this one. All right. So let's. Okay. Okay. All right. Look at this one. Okay. Look at his hand. So the transmitter in one body, the receiver in another one more body. So we need to align the sensor so that the transmitter will send the signal or the light to the receiver. Understand the concept? Understand? We have to line that was one. So this one you call as a true beam photosensor. Understand? Hello? Guys, I need some feedback.
Yes, madam.
Understand or not?
Yes, madam.
Okay, so I simplified this one. All right, because I simplified the basic of okay. Just now we have three type of sensor. Major we have three sensor type of sensor, and this is true beam, reflex, and diffuse. All right. So for reflex, the transmitter receiver in the same body, but there is additional reflector. Remember, there is additional reflector in front. All right. So how's the function? Okay, the example. So when you have example, we have a conveyor here. And then, so we have, okay, so we have the sensor here. Okay. And then for true beam, so the transmitter in one body, so this another one receiver in in other body. So then we send the signal from transmitter to receiver. This right? Okay, we send the signal here. And then what happened? Once if there is object, let's say there's an object in the middle on the conveyor, so the conveyor will block the transmitter from receiving the light from the will block the receiver from the light transmit by the transmitter. Understand? Let's say this one the object. So once it move, it move in the middle. See in the middle, what happened? So the receiver will not receive the light from the transmitter. So this is the concept of true beam. Okay, but the symbol all the same. Okay, the symbol all the same. So that's why in this category we call as the object block the light. Okay, because the object will block the light from transmitter to receiver. Excuse me. Understand? Understand? All right. Okay, the other one is a reflex sensor, which I said the transmitter and receiver in the same body. So I take out this one, take out this one. Okay, so the transmitter and receiver in the same body. So we have the transmitter here. I draw it bigger. Okay, let's say we have bigger one. Transmitter and receiver. Okay, let's say this is my transmitter. I just write down this T and my receiver. Okay, so I need to align. So the signal will move from, I need something, the transmitter send the light, something that will reflect the light to the receiver. Understand? I need something so that the light transmit from the transmitter will receive to the receiver. So I need something to reflect. So in this case for reflector, there is one additional reflector or mirror in front of the sensor and we need to align the sensors so that the receiver will receive the light from the transmitter, reflected by reflector. Understand? Understand, guys?
Yes.
Hello? So what happened when the object move in the middle of this reflector? What happened? So the object will block the light. Right? So that's why the concept of true reflect also is under object block the light. Okay? All right. Right, next one, final one. I'm not going to go through polarized or diffuse later. Okay, later we go for basic only. First, all right, for diffuse. Okay, for diffuse is when, okay, the diffuse we don't have any reflector. The transmitter, receiver in the same body. Then we send the signal from transmitter. So what happened? So I need some object, the object itself that move in front of the sensor. This object will reflect the light to the receiver. So the object will act as the reflector. Understand? Understand the concept of object reflect the light? Hello?
Yes, madam.
Okay, good. How about the others? Others quiet? Shahir, how are you? How about you, Shahir?
Understand, madam.
Okay, Alif, Irfan?
Okay, madam.
All right. Nur Shafiq?
Yeah, understand, madam.
Thank you. Alhamdulillah. Nur Alia?
Yes, understand, madam.
Fatima? At least okay, you raise your hand, then I understand that you can hear what I'm saying inside here. Fatima, can you raise your hand? Okay, good. Puganaswaran? Oh, sorry. Okay. Puganaswaran, can you raise your hand at least? Baik, tak ada. Tidur ni. Okay. So this is the concept. I continue, right? So you can see the concept of object block the light and satu object reflect the light. So what? Okay, right. Now, let's say there's another one that you call is polarized reflect. Okay. So we go to basic again. Okay. Polarize, block the light. Okay. So let's say this is my reflector. So what is the meaning of polarized? Okay. Let's say your object now that when there is no object, when this object, no object, the receiver says that, oh, okay, no object because I received the light from the reflector. Let's say there is object. The problem is normal ways when there is object in front. So what happened? The receiver will not receive the light, right? But the problem, if this object is a reflective object. Let's say you have a shining car, a metallic car. Understand? When you have a metallic car, the car become the reflector, right? Am I right? Hello?
Yes, madam.
So the system become confused that it says that there is no object, but by right there is object in front. So in order to solve this type of problem, the polarized type sensor is a special sensor that can differentiate between a reflective object and also a reflector. Understand? Understand? Hello?
Yes, madam.
All right. So therefore, if you have a reflective object and you want to use a reflect sensor, then you have to use polarized reflect. Okay? Right now. Another one is what you call as diffuse with background suppression. Can I go back this one first? So actually, I go through all this, so many of these. Wait, only. Okay. This is example. Okay, when this okay in for diffuse sensor. Okay, again for this one, for diffuse. So who become the reflector in this case? For diffuse, who become the reflector? Anybody? Who become the reflector?
Object.
Yes, object, right? Object become reflector. Meaning, if there is object, the receiver will receive the light. So this is example. When we're talking about reflective object, it's not necessarily shining object. It can be, if you remember, for light color object is more reflective than the dark color object. Understand? So meaning in this case, if you have, let's say you want to detect between black object and also dark object, we want to differentiate. So surely for that light object, the receiver will receive the light, and by adjusting the distance from receiver, okay, by adjusting the distance from the object to the sensor, you can use this type of sensor to differentiate, to detect between black object and light object. So the sensor will detect light object as 1, black object as 0, because black object did not reflect the light. Understand? Hello? Understand or not?
Can you repeat again?
Okay. For Ashish, can you understand before I talk in Malay? And Suhaib, do you understand what I'm saying? Ashish?
It's okay. It's okay.
Again?
It's okay.
Okay, so I talk in Malay, Okay, macam ni. Alright. This object, okay, objek kita ada, okay, sebenarnya bila saya kata reflect ni, reflective ni bukan semestinya objek yang shining. Sebab dia macam cermin kan, kita nak benda yang shining, then reflector akan receive the object kan, receive the light, betul tak? Betul tak? Okay, ini sama juga konsep dengan warna putih adalah warna pantulan, warna gelap adalah warna yang menyerap cahaya, pantulan. Faham? Maksudnya, reflect sensor ni, diffuse sensor ni, saya boleh juga guna untuk, katalah saya buat satu manufacturing system untuk detect warna hitam punya objek atau warna hitam punya block dengan warna putih, satu lagi warna hitam, warna putih. So saya boleh guna warna hitam, kata saya punya ni, ini warna hitam. Ada satu lagi mungkin warna terang, warna kuning contohnya. So saya boleh gunakan, katalah untuk sistem ni detect warna kuning sebab warna kuning adalah reflektif, betul tak? Berbanding warna hitam, betul tak? Hello?
Betul.
So saya kata dari sistem akan beritahu bila jumpa kuning 1, logik 1, bila jumpa hitam, logik 0. Sebab kita boleh gunakan selain daripada sebagai detect tak detect objek, kita boleh gunakan untuk bezakan antara objek hitam dengan objek putih. Boleh? Boleh tak?
Okay. Boleh, ma'am.
Okay. So alright, just add on now, what is the background diffusion? This is what is the background suppression. Okay, tengok the slide. So let's say diffuse again, sensor that reflect the sensor. The object become reflector, right? Okay, the problem is that when you have, I think I better draw this one. Here, delete this one. Okay, let's say you have the conveyor here again. Why black? Okay, this is my sensor here, and then it will send the signal here, somewhere here, and my signal transmit and receive on the same body, and then this is your object in front, moving in front. However, let's say there is something behind the object. There is one object behind the object. Located behind the object of your conveyor. This object will influence the detection of sensor. Okay, let's say this object behind the object, the object, what you call it, this one, this is one cylinder example. There is one cylinder behind the object. This cylinder, the surface also reflective. Okay, so when there is no object moving in front, the sensor said there is object due to behind of the background here, due to the color of the background of background cylinder is reflective also. So the sensor become confused. Okay. So in order to overcome this situation where you have background that is reflective, that will influence, so therefore you use diffuse with background sufficient. Understand or not? Can you understand or not?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. How about the others? Faham tak? How about the others?
Faham.
Faham, madam.
Okay. So meaning in this case, okay, we simplified everything. Okay. Diffuse with background sufficient is when the case that your background is reflective, that will influence the detection of object. Okay, so polarized reflect is the case when your object is reflective. Yeah, okay. So we are using polarized reflect. Do you understand what I'm saying? Understand or not?
Yes, madam.
ma'am.
Understood.
Okay, alhamdulillah. So we proceed. Right now. Okay. All right. So we want to see the advantages of disadvantages of all. Right. Okay. Then only you can choose. So basically, for this type of question, what we do is that we want student to choose to determine what type of photo sensors and also the wiring and everything. So the first is what type of sensor, what photo sensors, right? Okay, example, okay, true beam, the good things of true beam, okay, can be used, this type sensor can be used for long range up to 30 meter. So the problem led is that you need to align the transmitter and receiver because both transmitter and receiver is not in the same body. Okay, so if you remember the video just now, so meaning that if I have a true beam, the transmitter is here, the receiver is in another body. So how are we going to align if the detection is up to 10 meter? The sensor is very small and you have to align. So that's the problem. Okay. Next. All right. So suitable for polluted environment is normal. So position of the object can be detected is very precise. So another one, this one, this is the important one. Unable to detect transparent object. So let's say my production is to detect can. Bottle can. Can this sensor detect bottle can? Can this sensor detect bottle can? Yes, because automatically the receiver will not receive the light if they detect the can. Am I right? Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, now the problem, let's say you have bottle. So do you use the sensor to detect bottle, a clear bottle without water? A clear bottle without water. So can the sensor receive the light from the transmitter? Can or not?
Cannot.
Can, right? So
Yeah.
meaning the
Yes,
sensor
madam.
become error because it says that there is not object, but actually there is object, but the object is transparent. So that's the problem. Okay. However, you can also, this is again depend on cases, depend on cases. This type of sensor, you can also, if you locate the sensor in this position, you can also use the sensor to detect the level of water, even though in a mineral water. So let's say this is mineral transmetal water, and then the water is from until this level. So let's say you want to do filling, you're filling until this level. So automatically, can the light can be received by receiver? Can the light received by receiver in this case? Can or not? So try to imagine there is water inside the bottle, and when if the water is more than the on the is more than the aligned light, would the sensor receive the light if the water is full inside the bottle, mineral water and also transmitter water? Cannot, due to diffraction. Remember diffraction? The lights, when they go through the water, there is the change of alignment. Okay, diffraction, I'll call it. So if you remember, this is on physics. If you have water or anything here, prism, and then there is the changes of signal like this due to water or anything that is very thick, right? Am I right? Hello? Can you understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so therefore, the signal will not exactly receive on the exact port of the receiver, but there is a little bit of uh, alignment, disalignment. Therefore, the receiver not receive the light, right? So this type of sensor, if you position it like this, you can use to detect the maximum water for filling process. Let's say the process is for filling. You want to know whether the water is already full, so you can use this type of sensor. But you have to align properly so that you will not detect what if there is water is full. Understand? Okay, understand, huh? All right, now next one, reflex sensor. Okay. Okay, all right. Reflex sensor, we need a reflector, right? Additional, we need a reflector here. Reflector is like a mirror, so the object will block the light. Okay. Now, what is the advantages? So same casing, already mentioned this one. So the reflector type is a multiple trihedron three triangle. The names of the size, the shape of the reflector. Okay. So okay, the problem is the cost less because only one case and one cable. Understand? Compared to true beam. Understand? Okay. So also can be used polluted environment, everything. But okay, the problem is that when you want to align between, it's not really okay. If it is in a very short distance, no problem. So meaning your transmitter, you have to align so that before there is an object in front, the receiver will send the signal here, and you make sure the receiver receive the light from the transmitter. So you have to adjust your reflector, right? So normally, compared to true beam, this type of sensor is up to 10 meter. So the highest length and distance is true beam. Okay, correct. Next one is it that unable to detect reflective object. Okay, unless you are using, unless I am using, what type of sensor? Unless I'm using a polarized reflex sensor. Understand? To overcome reflective object. Okay, is it okay? Hello?
Yes.
Others macam mana? Okay ke tidak? Everyone yang others? Is it okay? Boleh ke? Okay.
Okay, madam.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, madam.
Okay, next one. Okay. So later we try to go to look on the videos. This is polarized reflect. Okay. What is actually inside me? Internally, there's this filter, a light filter inside, located inside the sensor, which on the transmitter, this is the operation also. I need to explain also lah. So there's a filter inside the transmitter which allow only transmission of vertical lights, and the filter on the filter located at receiver which allow the transmission of the horizontal component of light. Do you want me to explain this one or just escape? No need, huh? As long you understand is that polarized reflex sensor is used to overcome reflective object, right? All right. Next one. Okay, now finally diffuse sensor, where the transmitter receiver in the same casing, and then the reflector, the object become reflector, right? So this one, the diffuse type of sensor, very limited range compared to reflect and also diffuse. Compared to reflect and also true beam, this is the shortest detection. Okay, shortest, right? And then but you can adjust the sensitivity. There is basically there's a variable resistor on the transmitter that you can adjust, so that you can adjust the sensing distance, right? Suitable to detect transparent object such as bottles. Okay, and we tried for diffuse. We tried this one for diffuse. Just now I mentioned on reflex sensor, right? So if I have diffuse, in case of reflective, right? Right now, this is my sensor, and then this is my object. Okay, let's say my object is bottle, all right? A bottle. I don't know how to use it. This is my bottle. Let's say the object is bottle. Okay. By right, the transmitter is send the signal, transmitter, and then reflect back to your receiver. So this is my T, just for explanation. This is my R, it will transmit and receive. Okay. Right now, it says that it can use to detect what? Transparent materials such as bottle. Why? 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 Maybe, okay, maybe this bottle is also shining bottle, and this the water, yeah, the bottle is full of water, mineral water. Once the water, the bottle is full of mineral water, automatically this one becomes shining and become reflector. Okay, and then from here, it become reflector, which will reflect the light to the receiver. Once the water is full inside the bottle. Understand or not? Can you understand this one?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. So the problem is detection cannot be disturbed by a background. Okay. Let's say you have a problem again, the background also reflective. So what am I going to do? If I'm using diffuse type of sensor, let's say your background, everything, the whole background behind this are reflective. I don't know what is the situation where your background is all reflective. Can you give me a situation? Which area? I don't know. I cannot figure out. where is your background or reflective. All right, but if in this case, then you use what type of sensor? We use diffuse with background substitution. If you have problem that the background is also shining object. Understand? Or your background is reflective. Okay. Okay, next one. All right. Okay, let us go for case study and see whether you can understand or not. Before we go to wiring and everything, right? Okay. Photo sensor application, and you tell me what type of sensor that's suitable. Photo manufacturing. You tell me what type of photo sensor, huh? Okay. Okay, what type of sensor is that? What do you think part of sensor is that? Just now. Hello? Everybody with me or not? Okay, can you tell me again? Okay, I repeat this video, but you cannot hear the voice. Alright? Okay, what type of sensor is that? The sen-
Through beam.
yes. Why?
Because there are two components. One will send and one will receive.
Yes, on my maybe the left side will be the transmitter, the right side is the transmitter, another one side is a receiver. Okay, this is basically a laser array of true beam array, because you see can see there's so many photo sensor, right? It's a big one. All right, good. Next. Okay. Can you see that one? Okay, that one. Can you see that one? Anybody can answer what type of sensor is that? What type of photo sensor is that? Anybody can answer? Hello, guys? Hello?
Reflex.
Reflect. Okay, why reflect? Why reflect? Who answered just now?
Ashish.
Ashish also. Okay. Why reflect, Ashish?
Because the transmitter and receiver, I think, same. One.
All right. Okay, that is your answer. Right. I want to see the others' answer. That is not the exact answers. Okay, we go through other option, other opinion. Anybody? Anybody can answer that one? Can we go through it again? Okay,
Can
look
you,
back.
can you go back to the
Again,
video?
Okay, right. Anybody? Other than Ashish? Others? Suhaib, where is your answer, Suhaib? Suhaib already sleeping.
Diffusive sensor.
Progress, children. What is the answer? Your answer.
Reflective sensor.
Okay, diffuse. Okay, diffuse
Reflective.
reflective sensor. Okay, diffuse is diffuse. Don't combine diffuse with reflect. Reflect is different type of sensor with diffuse. Okay, don't be confused. Diffuse is diffuse. Reflect sensor is reflect sensor. All right. So what is your answer again, Pugas? Puganes Warren? So is it going to be diffuse or reflect sensor?
Reflex sensor.
Reflect sensor. Why?
Because in the same place the receiver and
Also not because you are answering the same as Ashish. Not really correct. Okay, can I hear other answers from Alif? Ada answer tak Alif? Ada Irfan? Do you have any answers? Ada answers? Alif? Idina? Alia Idina? Mak senyap dah. Fatima, can you write down any message that, if you have other answers from the chat? Also quiet.
Madam, this
Okay.
one is to be on.
For you through beam. Okay, we go back. Right. Okay, now Ashish says it is a reflect, right? Ashish? Ashish?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ashish and Puga okay, also saying that this is reflect. However, Suhab said it is through beam. Okay, we go back to the video. Right, now again. Look carefully. This is actually the first time I go through the video also, huh? So I only assume, all right, go through again. Okay, okay, look this one. So in this case, okay, and this sensor, okay, this sensor, this is not on my left side, it's not the reflector, huh? It's just a label, I think. I don't know, I cannot see the reflector. I assume it's not the reflector, huh? I assume. Okay, but okay, for diffuse and reflect, both transmitter and receiver in the same body. Okay, both transmitter and receiver in the same body. So how am I going to differentiate between two? For reflect sensor, what is going to happen? Okay, I go here. If it is a reflector, if that is a reflector, okay, let's say this, if this one is my reflector. Let's say this is my reflector, this thing, reflector. So transmitter, receiver in same body. So it's sent here, and then go back here as a receiver. Okay, transmit receiver. So if it is a reflector, also okay. No, meaning that the sensor detect when there is object in front of the sensor, right? If it is diffuse, that I don't know what. Oh, sorry. If it is diffuse sensor, meaning this is not reflector. So transmit, receive, the object become the reflector. Understand? Understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So can you understand? Only thing that, remember this box is brown, right? Brown box, right? So brown box, is it a reflective color or not?
No.
No. So how can it detect if it is diffuse? It's actually by distance. Okay, look at this one. Okay, this is your conveyor. Okay, for let's say this is dark color, it's not black, I'm talking about dark color, it's not reflective, right? Okay, dark color, this is my sensor. I can adjust the distance of this sensor to your object so that it can detect. Okay, this is catalog, this is brown color, but I have another one that is white color. So surely the light color will detect more farther than the black color. Understand? Understand not? Is that by adjusting the distance of this one? This one will be, this is, let's say this is white. So the distance of detection will be more farther than the black or dark color. This is dark color. I'm talking about brown is dark color, brown color. So this one distance is near the due to color. Understand? Hello?
Understand,
Hello,
ma'am.
Kak? Okay, good. All right, next one we go through again. Which so I cannot see. So this not reflector, right? Remember this one? It's not reflector. It's a sign. Can you see this one? It's just a board on the conveyor. So it's not the reflector. So meaning that is the sensor is what type? Just now
Diffuse.
is diffuse. Yes, very good. Okay, last final. Okay, look at the sensor. Can you see the sensor? Okay, can you see the sensor? What of sensor do you think that one? What of sensor is that?
This
Anybody
one,
can answer?
This
Oh,
one is
laser beam.
rubium, madam.
Yeah, two beam because transmitter and receiver on the different body, right? So I think you must clear from the video. Okay, okay. So everybody clear with the video. Okay. All right. Okay, we go other video so that you can understand. Photo sensor for feeling process. Okay. Yeah. When I did one. Okay, hello. Okay, guys. Let's say your project here, but you do not use, okay, we can use the peeling process using timer, right? We can use timer. Can we use timer, guys? In this case, can we use timer to fill the process, filling process? Can we use timer?
Can,
Yes,
ma'am.
right?
Yes.
Okay, let's say you don't to use timer, you want to use sensor. What type of sensor that's suitable, do you think?
Reflective.
Again,
Reflective.
deflecting on what
No,
position? Or how?
reflective
Okay,
sensor.
okay. If you want to use, okay, another thing is depends on how do you configure and the position of the sensor. If I'm using reflective sensor, how are we going to position that one? Is it possible to use reflective sensor?
Because the glass is a transparent, so we can be reflect, can pass through the light, the laser.
Yes, yes, correct. But in this case, from the video, is that a reflect sensor? Is that a reflect sensor?
I think yes, ma'am.
We cannot see any reflector here. Can you see any reflector? After the bottle, is there any reflector?
No.
No. So possible is this diffuse. Diffuse sensor. Where when the bottle is full with water, automatically it is more reflective than empty bottle. Understand?
Understand.
Alright, good. Yang lain faham? Others can understand or not? Okay, we try other one. Final, eh? I think we tag label. So many advertisement. This one I cannot control. Okay. This is what? True beam, right?
Yes, ma'am. True beam.
Okay, this one again. Okay. Um, okay, before I think in terms of application, I think you more understand already. So okay, this another one more term. Okay, light on and dark on. I forget about this. So another term is that light on and dark on. Right? Light on and dark on. Light on, where is it? Because there is no normally open and normally close for this photo sensor. It is light on and dark on. So the wiring is still the same, 3 wires, and so 2 wires the same as photo proximity sensor. Okay, the term of light on and dark on. Okay, this one. Instead of normally open, normally close, light switching is the output is on when the light being received by receiver. Dark, okay. I put the one in my drawing. Okay. Okay, the term so all right, so I have let's say this is my I'm using through beam. This is my light receive transmit here, and then this is my object in the middle. Right, so my object is a can. This is can. In term of wiring, I'm using 3 wire sensor. Or since I don't have any drawing tools here, I forget to bring my pen. It is in Bangi, I'm not in Seremban. So let's say this is my sensor. Sometimes we have to draw the symbol inside. And then this is pilot light saying that, okay, when the bottle is detected, the red color will turn on. Okay. Right. Okay, now, remember, if normally open and normally close, we choose whether you want to use normally open and normally close, right? Am I right? Am I right? Hello?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And so your limit switch also, you want to use normally open, normally close, you are the one who choose. Same as photo sensor. Let's say I am using true beam and light switching. Repeat, I am using true beam and light switching. When the red pilot light will turn on. When there is a can, when this can detected or not? The question. When the right pilot light will turn on. When the sensor detect the can or not.
Detect the can.
Okay, again, I repeat, I am using light switching. So when the red light will turn on. Soalan dia, when the red light turn on.
The can is not detected.
Okay. The light switching is that the output will on when the light receive the light. Okay. In this case, for true beam, so when the receiver receive the light, when the receiver receive the light, when the detector detect the object or detect the can or not. No, right? In this case, no, then the receiver receive the light, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good, Ashish. The others, can you understand or not?
Yes, madam.
Okay, good. Okay, before that, others, any from others who don't understand what I'm saying? Okay, I changed the question. Now, suddenly, I changed the sensors using reflect sensor. I'm using reflect sensor. In this case, I'm using reflect sensor with the reflector, right? So this is, let's say, this is my reflector. Transmitter, receiver in the same body. When the output red light will turn on. When the output red light will turn on. Question?
Mine is no protection
Okay.
because the can is not sure whether it's dark or light
It is
color.
confusing, right?
Yes.
Okay, try to, okay. This is the receiver. I'm using reflex sensor. Okay, when there is no object, the transmitter will send to the, when transmit from the transmitter, then to the reflector and go back to your receiver. In this case, the receiver receives right when the object is not detected, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So is this the same case as true beam?
Yes.
Yes. That's a bit confusing, right? All right. How about the others? Can you understand?
Ma'am,
Yes.
if say for the reflective, the the usage of the object is more reflective than the reflective that we use, it will also light up the light, right? Light
Yes.
beam.
But in this case, the case is not refractive object. When you
Oh,
have
okay, ma'am.
reflective object, we overcome with what? We overcome with, you remember? If you have reflective object, we overcome with what type of sensor?
Diffuse.
No. Polarized reflect.
Oh, polarized effect.
If I'm using reflect sensor, but to overcome reflective object, I'm using polarized reflect. Understand? Okay.
Understand, ma'am.
Okay. So go back to here. So can you others? How about the others? Can you understand? If I'm using light switching and I'm using reflective sensor, there the red light will turn on when there is no object. Who don't understand?
Oh, is it the same, right?
Again,
Is it the same with the
the beam.
BR?
Yes, the
Okay, okay,
same
okay.
as because okay, again, you have to remember the function. Reflector sensor, there is reflector here. So the transmitter receiver in the same body. So when the receiver receive the light, is that when the transmitter receive and then send to the reflector, reflect back to the receiver. In this case, when there is no object in front, because the object will block the light. All right. So once the receiver receive the light for light switching, then you use light switching. All right. Now I change diffuse. I'm using diffuse. Okay. I'm using diffuse. Is there any reflector here? No, right? No, right?
Yes,
Yes,
Okay,
madam.
okay. Now we go up here. So if I am using diffuse sensor, when the red pilot light will turn on. When the red pilot light will turn on. When there is object or no object?
When is this object?
Yes, when there is object. Because transmit the object will reflect the light and then reach to the reflector. Sorry, to the receiver. Understand?
Understand, ma'am.
So meaning diffuse is different operation. Reflect and true beam will have the same operation if I'm using light switching or dark switching. However, for diffuse is different. Understand? Okay. So this is important when you do wiring. Okay, later on, when you practical, I think you more understand on this. All right. Okay, next. Okay, finish. Okay, wiring. Okay, wiring sensor is the same as proximity. You have 2 wires and 3 wires. NPN, NPN also the same, PNP. Okay, later on, somehow the is actually the wiring and also how the supply goes to your load. Okay, sometimes this sensor also have 5 wires. For 5 wires, Okay. There is alternative. You want to use current direct the power, alternate current or direct current for the power supply. Hmm. I think this is more complicated. Basically, if you look for a client, for us, basically we when you look the wiring, we can choose if it is 5 wire. Okay, you look at the wiring. So where is the load that we don't remember the color, basically. So you know the load will be connected to the contactor. This is will be there is one, two live, the one two power live. One is on this one and this on the my right side and one neutral. Okay, so that is for 5 wires. So for sensor, we have 3 wires, 2 wires, and 3 wires, same as the proximity sensor. Their wiring are the same as proximity sensor. We have NPN and PMP. And then when you want to connect to PLC, you need to consider the wiring of this one. Okay. All right. Finish. Okay, we already finished on the photo sensor. I think for basic, we have not go through detail on the design and just a basic concept and also basic wiring, what is dark switching and dark switching, and what are the difference between three type of sensor, basically three types, and we can also sub for defect we can also categorize on defect sensor and polarized defect, and also same as diffuse we can categorize it into diffuse and also diffuse with background suppression. Okay, done the class today. Any questions? Any questions? So is it
No,
okay today? Okay. Alright, okay, next week, not next week, after half semester break, then only we go detail on the application so that you can understand more, and then we do design, okay? Today I will not go through on that. So because you are not clear, you are not really clear unless you go to see the sensor itself, right? Okay, so for the attendance, no question, huh? Wait, huh? All right, okay, for the attendance today, can you scan?
Madam,
Yeah.
Madam, still I have one absent.
Okay, when is that? Okay, later I go for that. Okay, we settle this one first. For others, Musa, Alia, okay. We are
Madam,
settled.
saya tak boleh scan.
Nama? Saya tak nampak nama.
Tak tahu dia tak keluar. Dia keluar putih je.
Nama Alia ini.
Ha.
Alright. Ada Adina lagi. Siapa? Anybody? Okay, finish. I want to turn off this one. I want to solve. Shoaib, your problem, huh? Good, huh? Okay, eh?
13 April.
No. For today only first, and then we go on the 13th. For today, complete this one.
Yes, madam.
All right. So 3 students is not attendant. We go to this one. 13 is on Thursday or on Wednesday? 13 is on Thursday or Wednesday? Right.
Thursday,
Right.
madam, Thursday.
Wait,
13 April 2023, Thursday.
Very slow. Okay. Thursday. Thursday 13. All right. So okay. Suhaib Musa is he attend on that day? Where is Musa?
I don't know, madam.
Today is how come it is? Okay. Okay, never mind. We wait. Musa have not replied. Okay, he did not attend today. Where is he? So where is Musa? Are you in the hostel or you going back? I mean,
I'm the hostel, madam.
how about Musa?
Same.
You don't know.
He's staying in the hostel, but I don't know what happened to him.
I think she's sleeping.
Uh,
Okay. I want to wish. First of all, thank you very much. And then I want to wish for Muslim students. Eid Mubarak. Selamat Hari Raya. And please forgive me if I did any mistake during your class, during the lecture. So that's all. So thank you very much. Assalamualaikum and thank you very much. Yes.
thank you, madam. Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
You made it.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Selamat
Thank you,
Raya,
madam.
Thank you,
madam.
madam.
Thank you. Selamat Hari Raya semua.